Greetings. In this episode, I will talk briefly about the history of the Indiana High School State Basketball Tournament. Each year in March, the event known as Hoosier Hysteria begins, and several hundred Indiana high school basketball teams begin their quest to become the best basketball team the state has to offer. This is a short history of this beloved Indiana institution. Before getting started, I would encourage you to subscribe to the Mossy Feet Books YouTube channel for more great content. I also encourage you to visit my website, www.mossyfeetbooks.com. There you will find sample chapters, podcasts, and a slew of content and links to where you can buy my books. While visiting the website, you can subscribe to it and receive email notifications of when I publish a new book or other content like this video and podcast. This episode is based on my book, A Short History of Basketball, the Indiana edition. The Indiana High School Athletic Association began sponsoring a boys' state basketball championship in 1911, and it is the oldest high school championship series in the United States. The era of one high school champion for the state ended in 1996 when the IHSAA introduced a class basketball system with 4 classes. Since 1997, 4 state champions are crowned each year, 1 from each class. During the first 2 years of the tournament, 1911 and 1913, the IHSAA used an invitational format. The association invited what they deemed to be the best team from each of the state's 13 congressional districts. The Indianapolis district did not allow any teams from the city to participate, so 12 teams traveled to Assembly Hall in Bloomington to compete. Of course, disputes arose that they had not chosen the best teams from across the state, so in 1913, the association opened up the tournament to all high school teams in the state. The format worked well that year. However, the next year, the sport's increasing popularity led to 77 teams showing up at Bloomington. Confusion reigned as the brackets were improperly constructed, which led to more charges of unfairness in the tournament. The next year, 1915, the IHSAA instituted the sectional system, which allowed play over several days and had more local revenues. The sectionals reduced the finalist teams to 14 and qualified for the state finals. The sectional system has expanded over the years. Currently, the 64 statewide sectionals reduced the field to 16 regional brackets. The 16 winners qualify for 4 semi-state contests. Finalists from this round provide the 4 teams that compete in the state finals in Indianapolis. Each class has its own champion, thus there are 4 champions in the state. This episode is based on my book, A Short History of Basketball, Indiana edition, available on the website www.mossyfeetbooks.com. The book includes a wealth of information about the history of the game and its beginnings in Indiana. The book includes a listing of high school championships, both boys and girls, the history of the Indiana-Kentucky All-Star Series, and a list of Mr. and Mrs. Basketball in Indiana. I encourage you to visit the website and subscribe to it. You can find my books locally at the Walnut Street Variety Shop in Batesville, Indiana. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and thank you for listening.